Hello, everybody. It is Sofia, aka Sophie, back on Sophia's Football Talk. And I want to come on here pretty quickly and to talk about, you know, one of the big news of today. The biggest news we're going to probably talk about in another video regarding Lionel Messi. This time we're going to talk about, me as a Manchester United fan reacting to the signing of Jack Grealish to Manchester City. Yeah, the blue side of Manchester, because Manchester is not really blue. Although in a way, am wearing a blue shirt, but you know, just ignore that. It's not light blue, it's royal blue. But okay, that's for a whole nother video. Regardless, that's the big news. Having a player like Jack Grealish being signed, signed a contract until June 2026, um, for 100 million, I think that's, from Aston Villa, of course. And he will be given the number 10 shirt as well. So that's interesting. Am I shocked? To be completely honest, yes and no. The reason why I'm maybe particularly a little bit, shocked is the fact that, did they really need him? Number one. Number two, they probably need a striker a lot more, right? Harry Kane. Will they be able to afford Harry Kane too? Maybe. And if so, oh my God, are they going to just win the Champions League then? I don't think them at all, but that's, you know, that's debatable, I guess. But regardless, it is definitely very interesting to see that they are willing to spend that much money on an English player. He did break, I think, the record for the most expensive English player of all time. I think, if I'm not completely mistaken. He is an amazing player. Like a lot of teams would love to have a player like Jack Grealish. But was it a smart move by Manchester City to buy a player like Jack Grealish? I don't know. Did they really need him? Personally, I don't think they do or did. I don't really think they needed to do that, to spend that type of money. But for Aston Villa, that's great, business, I guess. I mean, of course, that's their best player, regardless. I get it. But, what was kind of shocking yesterday was the fact that Aston Villa did sign Danny Ings from Southampton, using that Jack Grealish money. And I think they'll also sign two other players as well. So Aston Villa is shopping. They're kind of, you know, operating in the sense that Leicester did, 2 years ago when they sold Harry Maguire to Man United for what, £80 million or such. And it ended up using a lot of that money to buy players like Yuri Tielemans, many others as well. Definitely a good deal, at least for them, of course. But City, where will necessarily Jack Grealish fit? I think there are, rumors of players like, or a player like Bernardo Silva, or me, will be, you know, potentially moving to another club, and that will open up the room for, a player like Jack Grealish to actually be used. I mean, when you're able to spend that much money on a player, that player is automatically getting into your first team, or they should, at least, in my opinion, you know. But it will be definitely very interesting to see, because I think there's maybe mixed messages or mixed emotions and thoughts on whether or not he'll be able to really further elevate City. And by that I mean Jack Grealish. I don't know. In my personal opinion, I think it would have been better to just wait off on that signing before they actually get a striker like hence, Harry Kane, because there are, the whole debacle, that situation with him not coming to, coming through to the preseason for Tottenham and such. So there is a big chance that he'll probably move and go to City. Will they afford both? Possibly. They got a lot of money, that oil money, they do. But and he also wants to leave, so that would be another, you know, big signing for sure. And that will, I mean, he will cost way more than, my bro Jack Grealish. And I think Jack Grealish for him, that is a good move to go to City, but wasn't necessarily a good move for City to buy Jack Grealish when they don't necessarily need him. I don't think it was. I think it would have been better to use that money on, I don't know, buy. But at the same time, I'm also thinking City does have, um, they have like alternatives on the bench. They have a solid squad, both on within the first team and on the bench, regardless in itself. So they're good. But I do think it was a little bit unnecessary. But of course, if they do get Harry Kane as well, I'm going to be like, as a Man United fan, I, in my opinion, I'm going to be a little bit like, a little unwary, like I'm going to be a little stressed maybe. Do I want City to win the league again? Hell no. I do not want that. By no means, I don't. Will it happen though? Probably. But, you know, but I still don't, I don't necessarily know what a player like Jack Grealish is going to do to necessarily really improve the City squad than what it already is. Like a player like Harry Kane will definitely get that. That's like the last, you know, it's basically the icing on the cake, is what it is when they get Harry Kane, or if they get Harry Kane, I should say. But having a player like Jack Grealish, I don't personally think, in my opinion, that Jack Grealish really is improving the City squad entirely or enormously. He is improving it in some ways, maybe, because he has great attributes and he'll go straight into the team, you know. But yeah, so my emotions, my opinions, or my thoughts, my reaction is just like, whoa, that was a little bit shocking. If they do get Harry Kane, that's going to be lethal. A lot of teams are going to be scared. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. My reaction is, you know, just having Grealish alone as a signing for them, it is huge, but it was maybe a little bit wasteful. But you never know. Maybe we have seen him for Aston Villa be an amazing player. Of course, there are some injuries here and there, but regardless, the lad is young. It's very unfortunate that he didn't, come to Man United. He said, I think 9 years ago, there's some tweets back in the day where he, looked at Man United as his favorite team, and stuff like that. But things change, And of course, when a team is willing to spend that much money on you, and you're, the best, arguably the best coach in the world right now, is actually willing, to spend money on you to get you on their team, then it is definitely understandable that you won't necessarily say no. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, um, that's that. That was kind of like a short little video here where I just wanted to come up here, on Sophia's football talk and talk a little bit about that because that's very interesting. We'll see. There's going to be some more really interesting, weird signings because I've been, looking at Fabrizio Romano's tweets, especially yesterday. The fact that he didn't know anything about Danny Ings going to Aston Villa, It's definitely very weird to me, at least. But even as big of a sports journalist as Fabrizio Romano is, not everything is going to get through him. He's not going to know about everything. But yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, then please make sure to give this video a what? Big thumbs up. And of course, comment down below, what are your opinions on the fact that Jack Grealish has been signed to Manchester City? Okay, do you think it is a good signing for Manchester City, or is it not necessarily the best signing for them to do when it comes to how much he really was worth to them, or whatever, how much they have to pay? You know what I'm saying? And subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be very soon. Peace and love. Bye bye.